Stay tuned for today's episode of Breaking the Biz, an informative podcast where we dive into the world of entertainment by interviewing seasoned professionals who have made their mark in the industry. Gain invaluable insights as they share their personal journeys, offering advice on navigating the dynamic landscape of the entertainment industry. Whether you're an aspiring actor, musician, filmmaker, author, animator, or any creative soul, tune in for expert career guidance, insider tips, and first-hand accounts on breaking into the entertainment industry. Get ready to unlock the secrets behind successful careers and fuel your own passion for the limelight. Please remember to like this video and to subscribe to our channels for more great conversations.
Greetings from Breaking the Biz, brought to you by Yes I Can Unity Through Music and Education. I'm William Felber, your navigator through the intriguing universe of the entertainment industry, as revealed by the visionaries and creators who bring it to life. Stay tuned as we delve into diverse insights from the forefront of entertainment, hearing from pioneers, creators, and agents of change. Prepare for a journey filled with tales of innovation, resilience, and the undying quest for artistic brilliance.
Welcome to Breaking the Biz podcast with the Yes I Can crew. We have got a great guest with us tonight. We have Jason Wolk, who is the founder, managing director for Spears and Arrows TV. He was born and reared in the Bronx in New York before transplanting to Los Angeles to graduate from USC. Jason is a product of an attorney and a school teacher, which helped mold his ability to multitask, prioritize, and educate at the same time. These are all super good skills that you need to be successful right there. He's a natural born leader, and he does it with his heart and ethics. Currently, he is the member of the AICP Board of Directors, advisory board member of the Commercial Diversity Directors Program, the CDDP, and a member of the Television Academy, as well as a member of the Directors Guild. He has spent 16 years line producing commercials and overseeing the launch and management of advertising production companies. Preceding that, Jason was a producer of motion pictures with a vast client list and a history of delivering A-list work for almost every major agency in the USA. Spears and Arrow has the foundation of his 16-year-old production service company and Wolk's illustrious career of having produced hundreds of commercials all over the globe. Jason is married to Dina and has two sons, Lucas and Dylan. The youngest of the two has special needs. Jason is committed to creating awareness of autism as it affects both youth and adults. He's an active founding chairperson on the board member of nonprofit organizations called A Walk on Water, which provides surf therapy for children with special needs. I absolutely love that. Jason loves baseball, basketball, tennis, motorcycles, fruits, veggies, and chocolates. We have a lot in common right there. Jason, I cannot thank you enough for making time for us tonight. I'm excited to chat with you.
Thank you. Thank you. If I knew you were going to read my bio and I had to listen, you would have had the abridged version.
No worries. I want to talk. When did you obviously you have a great background. You have parents who, supportive. You have, the left and the right brain kind of molding you into this. Talk me through how you got, your first job in commercials.
Well, my first job in commercials was very hard to get because I was working in motion pictures and television in the 90s in Hollywood. So I was producing movies and short films, as well as working in television with the launch of E! Entertainment and Access Hollywood, like a three-man band, EFP production. And that was really the foundation of my career. My first opportunity in advertising was one I fought long and hard for. It was very hard to break in. And my first job was a freebie. It was a content film for a commercial director, and I worked for free. And although I was a producer in the feature film world, I had to work as a production coordinator for free. So breaking into commercials and advertising is extremely hard because they don't advertise these positions anywhere, and it's word of mouth only. And advertising is such a niche. It's such a small portion of the media that's produced, and it's certainly not the most glamorous for some people as well.
Okay. When you were a young boy, what was the dream job? When I grow up, I'm going to be...
I was an actor.
Okay.
I started off as a performer and an actor in New York City. And I was interested in, and did lots of shows and was a paid equity actor. And I decided to go to film school, and I went to USC. And then I started producing movies that I would put myself in. I was producing movies so that I had roles to play as an actor. And then I realized throughout the course of my acting career that I was a better producer than an actor, and it came more effortless to me. And along my path, someone told me you have to do what comes natural and makes it and is easy and you love. And for me, that was producing.
Love it. So you realize being kind of behind the camera was a lot easier. And we always talk about sometimes it's easy to find exactly what we're passionate about by exploring certain things and seeing what we like, what we don't like, and what we don't like usually leads us to what we do like and what we're really good at. And in your case, that happened for you. When you were at USC, coming out, finding a job, did USC help you with finding the job? Or, we always talk about, networking and how important networking is, and we'll get into that. But did somebody within USC help you?
No.
Okay. So it was kind of like,
my experience at a university is that it provides a foundation of critical thinking and skills in academia. But the real world is a very different place than a campus and a school in a controlled environment with a curriculum that you're paying for. And the bridge between the two doesn't exist. It really doesn't. While you network with your friends that go to college, you hope that one of them gets successful and you can ride along on their coattails and be a part of whatever projects they're a part of. And they're in a position of power to hire you or refer you. But ultimately, your opportunities in the real world are going to all come from a relationship. And I think that's the best thing to extract from the bridge between college and getting your first job. It's going to come from someone you have a relationship with who knows somebody, and they trust you and they like you. And sometimes you have no idea where that opportunity is going to come from and from which person and who it is. So hopefully I'm answering what hoping at.
And that's very important, because I do want to highlight, obviously, going to a school like USC, you are in a hub of very talented individuals. You mentioned being able to ride maybe someone's coattails or opportunities. And the truth be told, you never know who is going to be that person who's a producer or a director, or who can lend a hand in an opportunity for a job. And I'm sure there might be people who probably come and knock at your door and go, hey, remember we went to USC looking for opportunities. And that is, truth be told, that's how relationships happen. You did mention a lot of jobs in advertising are not advertised. It's word of mouth and who you've worked with and who you know is going to do a good job. And it's not like you go to Indeed and Monster and LinkedIn all the time where these jobs are posted. So like you mentioned. Okay. So first job coming out, you mentioned you had to, almost work for free, and that freebie spot. Was that the first job that you got, or coming out of USC?
That was my first job in advertising.
I want to hear all the jobs. I want to hear the roadmap which led you to where you are right now. So first job out of USC, what's the first job?
Well, I was working while I went to school. I grew up very, working class. So I was paying for my education. So I was working while I was in school. And I was doing everything. I was a bartender. I was a security guard at the front door at the Ice House in Pasadena, a comedy club. I did anything and everything. I was working labor for an electrical contractor, laying wires under a house, running coaxial cable in the 90s. I was doing data input on a computer. Meanwhile, I was trying to find jobs as an actor. So I played the role of a talent manager. I'd get the breakdowns from breakdown services and submit actors as an agency or as a manager. At that time, you didn't need a license to be a manager. I don't know if you do now, a talent manager. So yeah, lots of odd jobs along the way.
Okay. And then the first advertising job, though, you did, someone came to you and said, hey, will you work for free? Because it is very important.
No. I created my own opportunity in advertising. Remember, I was working in feature films and short
That's
films
right.
and television well before I worked in advertising. But when I started in advertising, I had to solicit the opportunity, and it was through emails and just trying to meet somebody that would be open to me getting in. Basically it was an approach of, I'd love to work in your field. I'm new to it. I have this experience in this area, but I'm willing to work for free in order to introduce myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to highlight is, and using skill sets, obviously directing and direction and communication and all those skills that you have from, the motion picture side, obviously lends its hand into advertising and being able to convey purchasing a product or getting the audience where you want them. Talk me through getting those first jobs in movies.
In movies, it was the same approach. I was producing films within my community and my network, but at that time I was, answering ads online. Well, it wasn't online. In the 90s, it was Backstage, a periodical that printed opportunities. And so it was from there and through word of mouth in the 90s. I mean, this is pre-internet, so my experience there isn't going to be, that applicable to this group of aspiring young people. But I can certainly speak to what my advice would be now. And that is absolutely, focusing on what you want to do and where you want to work and reaching out via email and obviously talking to people that who may know somebody within that field of interest that you have. Offering your services for free as an intern is the very best way to get an opportunity and meet people in the workforce. And I think that's really the objective, is to be seen and considered in the workforce. And so by interning, you can get somebody's attention. And if you work hard and you do good and you're likable, that you'll get opportunities. And that's how it goes.
And I'm also in that same time period, I pre-internet, and it just shows how you had to hustle to a 10th degree to get opportunities, whereas there are so many tools where LinkedIn, what an amazing tool that individuals have. And just like you mentioned, being able to have an informational meeting or interview with a company that you're interested in, or if there's a director or somebody that you're looking up to, possibly organically creating that mentorship and that opportunity where you can put yourself in front of someone to maybe one day get that opportunity to, to work. I wanted to ask, and the way you described college is exactly what I would say. It's like jumping through the hoops, and if you can get out at the end, you do grow so much as an individual. Was there a certain professor that you just gelled with that kind of created that mentorship for you? Is there anyone that comes to mind?
I really didn't have a lot of mentorship at college, to be honest with you. I'm a natural born producer, and so I've always tried to create relationships. While I didn't have a mentor at college, I found mentors in the workforce, and that's kind of, I would seek out people that had knowledge and experience and success, and I'd tell them that I'd like to learn from them. And I would tell them that I'd like to work with you, and I'm willing to donate my time in order to learn and meet people and gain your trust. And I think those core values still apply today.
100% agree. Can you think of 2 or 3 of those individuals that you were, and I think that's the best way to approach it, when you find someone who's successful, following that blueprint of what led them to their success. And then always, echoing what you're saying, sharing like, hey, I have similar interests and I am willing to put myself in the fire and work and do that time to learn from you and help. I mean, no one wants to go to someone and say, do me a favor. You need to be able to go to someone and say, I'm going to bring value to what you're doing, but I would like to learn under your leadership and see what you do. Is there someone that comes to mind though for you that, those people that you reached out to initially, anyone come to mind?
Yeah, I would probably choose my mentors in advertising, because it was more of a clear-cut path, especially, in alignment with this conversation. I would say people like Craig Houchin and Matt Lumberg were good mentors for me, and also gave me opportunities. And that was very important, getting a foot in the door.
Okay. And speaking of getting a foot in the door, obviously you're now in a position where you're donating your time right now just to share with us, and give us these really nuggets of positive information. For you, do you ever mentor young individuals that are trying to break into advertising now?
Well, I don't mentor individuals, and I can speak a little bit more about that. I do try to guide and direct and connect them when I see talent and promise. I have created a lot of careers, and I have guided and mentored many people in different positions within the business. I don't personally take in interns because of my bandwidth and the way I work. I'm on the road a lot. We're shooting all over the world. I attend those shoots. I manage relationships with the clients. I'm dealing with much more higher level, high net worth situations. So it's very challenging for me to have somebody by my side. But I am always mentoring both family friends and diverse directors, and yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the clients that you work with. You mentioned, when I went to your website, you can see the quality is like, it blows your mind away when you look at it. I'm actually just going to share your website, so
Sure.
those on the call can actually see what I'm talking about as far as the quality of what you do. And then I want to talk about how someone comes through the pipeline. Here's, and I could probably you could just kind of, everyone visually wise can see here. I mean, what a cool, first of all, is this not considered like an EPK? I mean, obviously, this is just where.
No, this is a montage of commercials cut together for the purposes of getting your attention. So these are all things that we've shot within the last 12 months. And this is our montage reel for our company. This is on the landing page. And so this is a collection of commercials from all different clients. So as this plays, it'll loop. I can tell you the commercials. So that's like the Whimsies. This is for A6 sneakers. This is for J Fudo, which is a wine. This is for Breathe Right. That's for National Car Rental, which you all know. That's for Dairy Queen. That's for Sonic the Hedgehog commercial video game. That's a Chevy truck that we shot. We shot like 10 of them. That's for PlayStation Kart Rider game. And that's national. That's Steve Harvey, the famous comedian for Duco. This is Chevy again. And then that's Georgia Lottery. And that's A6, Georgia Lottery again. And then we're back at the top. So there's, 12 brands that or maybe more that we shot with in the last 12 months. We refresh that montage every year and cut in all the commercials that we shot in the next year. So we try to have a fresh reel on our landing page all the time.
Okay, so talk me through this. When a client comes to you, do they come with an idea, or let's just use like a company like Pepsi? If they want a commercial, they don't know what they want. Talk me through how everything organically is put together, who in your team, how it's all put.
Yeah. Let me explain the infrastructure of advertising. So there's the client, right? Like Pepsi. We also call that the brand. And the brand hires an agency, a creative agency, and they manage all of the creative. They work directly with the client for months and months and months on it. They do an animatic, they'll board it, may even pre-visualize it in 2D. And they lock the creative and they sell that through to get produced. Now it's time to look for a director. I represent directors, and with the director comes the production. So all the production of the commercial is accompanied by the director. And so for every job in advertising, for every commercial that's produced, they do a director search. And hopefully I have the right director. And then we pitch the job, us and 2 other companies. It's usually 3 companies. And we pitch for free, spend about $10,000, maybe $7,000 on every pitch to put forth our ideas, how we would do the job. And then one of the 3 gets selected, and then you get the budget, and then you go off and you shoot it. So there's 3 entities. There's the client, the agency, and the production company. The directors with the production company. There's like 300 other production companies just like me. So how I do my business is conduct my business is what makes me singular in the space, and the directors that I represent also differentiate us in the space. And while our production is high quality, it's expected as a production company that you do high quality production. So you don't get any merit or extra points or make any money or get any additional jobs because you give good production. It's a director driven industry based on ideas and the real of that one person, the director.
I love the breakdown. One of the things that I do want to highlight is you mentioned you're on the road and you personally are there with the director, with the production when it's happening. And I think that's safe to say, having that type of connection with a client, with a brand, knowing that you're there to make sure that everything goes flawlessly is how you get repeat customers and brands to come back and say, now we need the next thing, and coming back to you because you were right. You found the right director, the right, the production company for the job. And I think that, in retrospect is, you mentioned when you do a good job, people take notice and want to work with you again, which we're trying to get everyone on this call to understand that the work that you put in and the time and commitment to it, people do see that, and people do want to have return clients to work with when indeed a job is done correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you mind if I redirect our conversation and ask you a couple questions?
Go for it.
All right, great. I want to know what you've been teaching and how we can help them specifically now. I'm really curious about your other podcasts and the conversations that you have.
I love that. So within our program, we have individuals that are looking for employment in the entertainment industry. We teach 21st century career skills. We've partnered with the local college here in Santa Clarita, and we start by looking at adaptability, how the jobs of where you used to work at a company for 30, 40 years, those aren't really there. It's more of a gig economy. If you're a director, if you're filming, you're going to be going from project to project. We also build in self-awareness, resiliency, workplace communication, collaboration, personality styles, understanding the different types of people and bosses that you're going to have, an entrepreneurial mindset, problem solving, analysis solution mindset. So no matter what, if you're coming to a company, you're being brought on to help solve a problem. Some companies don't even understand the problems that they might have, or, as we're expanding and with technology. But playing into the fact that we all are individuals, creatives with disabilities, but the fact of not focusing in on the disability part, but what unique abilities are you bringing to the table? Thinking outside of the box. If we all thought the same way, if we all tried to market the same way and brand the product the same way, there wouldn't be that stellar services out there. So we're not into the business of feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, you've got a disability. Everyone on this call brings such abilities to the table. And that's where we try to focus in and highlight the skill sets. Everyone has, skills and deficits, but instead of just focusing in on the deficits, we like to focus in on each individual skill sets and passions, and we then tried to match a passion to a paycheck. Let's talk about a walk on water. I love the work you're doing there, helping individuals with surfing. Talk me through that, and how can we, in Yes I Can, volunteer our time to support that?
Absolutely. So a Walk on Water is a nonprofit charity that provides surf therapy to children with special needs and their siblings. I founded this charity 12 years ago. It's a national charity. I was friends with some pro surfers and some semi-pro surfers, and I have two sons. I have one son with severe autism. He's also physically handicapped, and he has a brother. I was a single father. I was a producer. It all came together. I had been volunteering my own time at another charity that did similar work in the space, and I just wanted to do something that was organized, and that's very hard to do, organizing surfers and beach culture. And that's what we did. We're now a national charity. We do about 18 events per year all over the United States. It's a magical experience being on the beach, watching the surf therapy sessions, to see the stoke of the kids that come out of the water, either with a disability or totally neurotypical because they're the sibling of someone with a disability. The stoke is something that is just tremendous. It's tandem surfing. So you're on the board with another surfer who's a surf instructor, and there's loads of people in the water for water safety, loads of people on the beach for beach safety, chaperones, bringing in the families, supporting them, giving them a day of respite and a break at the beach. There's music, there's art, there's free food, there's opportunities to learn about services and get advice from people like myself with respect to the regional center and or insurance, how to monetize private insurance for therapies. And this has just been a wonderful vehicle to support all different kinds of families and people with different diagnoses and different needs, and to have an impact on the family as a whole is my personal objective. And that's why it's all encompassing with the siblings and the family at the beach as well.
It is absolutely beautiful. I will tell you right now, you've got volunteers from YIC. I have never surfed, but I am down to get in the water and help in any which way I can. When is the next one?
On land, Brett.
Yeah. When's the next one?
All right. So we just did 2 days last week, Friday, Saturday in Spring Lake, New Jersey. Our next event is coming up in 2 weeks in Far Rockaway, Queens. We come back to California for plenty of events. Let's take a look at the calendar. We're doing Huntington Beach, July 13th.
Okay.
Huntington Beach. And then we have a private event the next week after that. And then the next one after that is Pacifica in Northern California. But then at the end of the year in October and November, we do Ventura and Malibu again. Our home base is Malibu.
Okay.
The events are on the website. I will be at all the California events. If you want to organize a group of volunteers, please communicate with me and I can chaperone this and spend some time with the volunteers and immerse them with the surf event producers that lead the volunteers. We're a volunteer-run charity with 2 staff event producers overseeing each surf event.
We're sold. Locked in, loaded.
We give school credit as well.
Okay, perfect.
Those that need it.
Yeah, I know that everyone here doesn't really necessarily need the school credit, but the good karma, we could all use good karma, and we are all about that. Jason,
well, there's something really vital to bring up about this. Here I am. You're all interested in the entertainment business. That's why we're here. I'm in the entertainment business, but I have interest in another area, and that's the special needs community. I do pro bono work. I do charity work. When you donate your time and you work with other people that have common values of helping, you may find professional relationships that are grown out of that relationship as well. It's always good to give, and you never know who you're going to meet when you're giving. You don't give to receive. But oftentimes, if you were to come to a walk on water event, you might meet somebody in the entertainment business. And I say that because loads of us are in the entertainment business on the beach. But we're all there for one common goal on the day of the surf event, and that's to give back to these families. So that's my inspirational speech to bridge both passions or interests.
No, I absolutely love it. The work you do is great, and way to just use the relationships and the passion, and obviously surfing is something that you love, in connecting the dots. It's beautiful. I will leave you with this. Also within Yes I Can, we have Aton, who's part of our team on here. We have a paid internship program. I know you yourself don't necessarily do internships, but within your wheelhouse and relationships, Yes I Can does offer the opportunity for our individuals, if indeed they're interested in any of the, if it's movies, film, advertising, etc., we pay the wages for our individuals to get those opportunities. So any individual that comes from Yes I Can is stamped with these skills. These students go through the skill training, 1 year or 2 years, but we cover the insurance, their wages. So for a company, you're getting a talented individual and there's no strings attached. There's no cost. It's just for our students to get that opportunity to learn under individuals like yourself who are passionate and have succeeded in the career. And like you mentioned earlier in this discussion, being able to go to a job and not necessarily look at it as a job, to do something that you love, that you're passionate about, that you can jump out of bed and go, I get to create, I get to work with amazing individuals, and be part of a team. That's why we do what we do with Yes I Can. So I want to thank you for your time tonight. I'm so glad that we connected.
As we conclude another enriching episode, we hope you found inspiration in the stories shared today. Let's take a moment to honor Yes I Can's role in bringing Breaking the Biz to life. Yes I Can's commitment to empowering young people with disabilities through education, advocacy, and mentorship shines brightly, paving paths of opportunity and dialogue. This podcast celebrates the organization's dedication to nurturing talent and facilitating impactful discussions. Breaking the Biz is more than a podcast. It's a part of Yes I Can's broader mission to amplify voices, dismantle barriers, and craft a world that's more inclusive and accessible for everyone. Each episode is a chapter in our shared narrative of progress, education, and empowerment, driven by the spirit of Yes I Can. Thank you for spending your time with us on Breaking the Biz. Continue to challenge the status quo and share stories that resonate. Until our paths cross again, let's keep transforming aspirations into achievements and infuse every endeavor with optimism. Here's to advancing the landscape of the entertainment industry, one episode at a time. I'm your host, William Felber. See you next time.